Mr. Gyamfi, let me ask about this idea about military training of national service personnel. I recall it's something that the president had brought up. Has this conversation been expanded? What are the initiatives, if any, that are being made to prepare for such an intervention?
Well, we are, of course, after the president's pronouncement, even before, we've had some discussions, and that is ongoing. So we would have maybe some days, military sessions for our new service persons, especially depending on where they are going to, just as when they are posted. And this year we're going to give a very big gap between the actual postings and then people taking up or registering to go. So if by June we have about 50% of our private sector places ready, we'll go ahead and post and lock it and hold on, so that those who know they have been posted can go to do their military training and go away. So in August or September, when the public sector people are also ready, they can also go. We have to do things differently, and that is what really will bring out what the president is looking for.
You talk about agriculture. We saw on the Facebook stream, if you were watching, you saw some of the chicks, a few thousand of them. And Mr. Gyamfi says the young personnel, and you can see that on the screen, quite excited about that. Beyond agriculture and looking ahead, how does the National Service Authority plan to contribute to Ghana's broader economic and social development? So technology, manufacturing, what are the plans in those sectors as well?
So the tomatoes that we're producing in Gyamfi and then this one, we're already in talks with partner to bag them into tomato paste and puree. All right? We can send some of our eggs and then
similar to what's happening in Burkina Faso. They're doing tomato paste now.
Of course. And these are people like us. We are more than them. We have younger people who have all these lands. And then it will be a lovely story if we bring our tomato importation to zero now, so that young people would now know that they are contributing meaningfully to the Ghanaian economy. And it's something that they are excited about. And it's something that they are really looking forward to, because in our farms you meet very young, bright ladies who are working in the farms, and they are eager to make an impact and have their own farms. Like Gyamfi, you have a lot of young ladies, about over 200 of them we've recruited now, and they are looking forward to sending their tomato down here, or indeed letting ShopRite take them up in the shops in Accra.
Now, what about NASPA? What is your relationship with NASPA? What are your plans in strengthening that collaboration? We know that in times past, there's been some conversations about dues being deducted from source and not being remitted and so on and so forth. How do you balance these challenges with your new agenda?
No, since taking office, I have had several discussions with them, and then I've told them what we have to do, and then they are on board. We're looking forward to when we harvest our maize, they can serve as the mobilizing force, so that we could harvest 5,000, 8,000 acres of maize quickly, so that the rains do not destroy them. If they work in such manner with us, we will work with them in any way that will also make you feel very comfortable and feel that they are part of it. Now, the NASPA president is part of the NSS board, which is very good. So the policy direction that is taken at the board, he's fully part of it. So he knows what he has to commandeer his colleagues to do, so that we get our desired results.
Now, there's a peculiar instance here, and I'm reading here, outstanding issues with the 2022-2023 year group. For example, the whole of the Western region did not receive their disbursement, the NASPA dues. What has happened with that?
Well, I'm yet to know about this. I'm hearing this for the first time. When I got to office, it was the northern region that had not received their allowance. And
that's the northern region?
The northern region. That was the only one that I was told about. So we had to change the signatory, and they've since long been paid. Apart from that, I do not know of any other region who have not received their allowance.
This one, this message here, it's alleging that
the money is probably
Western
spent
region.
now, so... Sorry.
Oh, beg your pardon. Change of weather. You say the money by now for the Western region long gone?
Well, I didn't come to meet it in the account, so...
Most certainly. So, Mr. Gyamfi, they should forget about it.
Well,
I mean, I just want to know so that we can put this one on the back burner.
The money is not there.
The money is not there.
It's not there.
And you talked about some engagement with leadership. What does that look like so far?
With NASPA?
Yes.
Oh no, it's very good.
Okay.
I'm sure that we've there are no outstanding issues that we have to resolve or anything. And then they are on board. We are going to work with them as NASPA was supposed to be a mobilizing force for these projects that we do. So if there were, say, disaster or something, within minutes they could come by and pass water around, or build something so that people will bring immediate relief to people. In the times that we are, I have said that why doesn't NASPA use their some of their money to go into palm oil business in Nachim? They would have employed some of their own people in groundnuts, in cashew, in tomatoes, and all that. And these are conversations that I want to have with them. That if they invested 200,000, 300,000 of their money into any of the business and their own people have been employed there and see it. It is time for entrepreneurial development so that we clear people away from unemployment. And these are conversations that we have begun, and I know very soon it will yield the needed results. Also,
this one has come up a few times as we've been speaking. Exit plan for national service personnel. What does that look like?
Well, and that's what I've spent the last minutes talking about. That if you did national service and then you did civil engineering at K University and then you're posted to a church and asked that, supervise our new building. That is a new pathway of life. And that is what I want people to be engaged in. That if you were posted to a flower and then, they do this onions there.
That's right.
And then you can find, a market for the onions back in Accra. There's a pathway in life. If you worked in the, in the markets, or I've asked myself, why are national service persons not in, where they sell the car pass? I was so kind, and the one in Kumasi, Swami. Because if you go there now and you see the way they arrange things, you ask for Mercedes-Benz wiper, and the guy has to rummage through a pile of what you can easily describe as rubbish. But a service person who did, say, stores management would arrange some things in such a way that the moment you ask that I needed this, he knows exactly where it is. That is very good for ease of business. So I've asked that let's go to these areas and ask people to get national service persons to come and do your accounting for you, your books, so that we know you are orderly, you are business. Most of these businesses are dying after the owner passes because there are no records, there's no experience, there's no passage of knowledge and all that. And these are areas that, we have to send our service person to. My mother sold beans to take care of me throughout the university. Why can't I do something in the food area? Find new markets where I live so that, I could grow the business a bit. Your mother sold watches to take care of you, and now you don't want to have anything to do with it. You are in a room complaining about unemployment. But these days, if you cook wachi even in your bedroom, and people know how good and delectable it is, you could be having orders from Laboni anywhere in Accra. So it's the new mindset that people should have. That to sit in an office and be paid a fixed amount of money is somewhat coming to an end. Because if we do not do that, a lot of our people are going to be at home without jobs, and that is the truth.
We've got to expand the mindset of what the possibilities could be. Young people need to change their mind, you say, and embrace a new way.
Yeah, embrace new ways, get into, all areas that you can imagine. Not too long ago, it was unthinkable to say that you buy stew from somewhere, for example. But these days, you can buy soup.
That's right. You store it, big containers.
And then people come and order them. Once they know you do the right thing, we have hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people who did food science, home economics, and then they are struggling to find work because there are just so many hotels. After that, what happens to the rest? Can they get on their own so that they bake pies for meetings for people and then, do something, things around which they studied? So I'm looking forward to every one of them going back to where they specialize and do their businesses there. Often than not, there's a lot of fish smoked fish somewhere, but in Accra, it's finished. You go to a big restaurant and they don't have fish. So but there's a lot of fish in Yeji, in Toko. What happened? Because the supply lines are not established, and so we don't know when our fish in Accra will be finished. You have to wait till the market women go back to Yeji. Whereas the very smart national service persons would have established lines and know that, you know what, for your stock, you need this thing by this time and all that. And this is what our studies taught us. So to apply them, you need to apply yourself. You don't have to sit in an office and fill in form for visitors. And then at the end of the day, that's not service. You're wasting your time.
I think we've exhausted quite a lot of the conversations or questions that are coming up on our stream. This one quickly, Mr. Gyamfi, voluntary national service. We've had one or two questions about that. Is that something that still exists for those who want to volunteer?
So, when coming to office, I stopped all voluntary service in our offices and all other places because it was being abused.
How so?
Oh, no. I mean, people who were not needed in offices were working, like what I have just told you.
Okay.
That, you just come and then while away time, and then at the end of the day, you go back home. And that was going on for virtually everywhere. So I asked that in all our offices, the volunteers be asked to go home. However, if you wanted to do voluntary service in our farms, we will take you. We have been asked for more people. We have just finished rehabilitating our poultry farm at Okwapman Secondary School. It's in a project that we are going to do with Get Fund very soon. That will build clusters of poultry farms around the country so that the schools will directly have access to eggs and poultry meat everywhere. We finished one in Okwapman. We are going to ask the director there to recruit young ladies as volunteers to come and work. That is where we would allow people to work. We are not going to allow volunteers to be in offices where there are already 4 people doing nothing anyway. And it should be very clear. I like young people to be productive, because when you're productive, it teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot other than just sitting in an office and not doing nothing. And that's why I let the thing go away. If you're in Yapi today and you're a young lady and you wanted to get into tomato farm, we are putting 4 of you on a land so that you guys will cultivate 1 acre of a tomato farm in Yapi and also in Branham. In the lean season, when it's not raining too much, on all these lands that we're doing maize, we're going to do soya so that we do not have to import feed for our poultry. And that often than not has been the reason why egg prices shot up from a mere 20 Ghana cedis to 60 Ghana cedis a crate now. And these things, we have to stabilize them or reverse the price to affordable prices. And that's my commitment to these things, really.
And you talked about, so we've talked a lot about agric, but you did say in manufacturing, also technology, some interventions will be made. We will be seeing that. How soon will we see that? We see you've taken off in the agric side of things, but for manufacturing and technology, as you mentioned earlier, it's in the pipeline. How soon?
The tomato is...
the tomatoes as well?
Yeah. We are transplanting the tomato to from seedlings to the field, and I'm sure that if there was time, I would have shown you more videos from our visit to the farm last week, and then very soon there will be a lot of tomato, at least in that area, and it will bring tomato price down. These are irrigated farms, so around the year we could be growing tomatoes and selling them, and then there will be no need to buy 4 pieces of tomato for 50 Ghana cedis because it's gone. it's right. Season, yes.
I'm seeing here. Commander College of Education graduates are yet to receive their PIN codes. What can be done about that?
Well, if they have their GTEC letter ready and there's no miscommunication or some errors within the numbers and all that, I'm sure they have already received them, or they probably don't know that we have uploaded them. It's one of the major colleges of education in Ghana, and I know they should probably have it by now. Because
they also go on to say that juniors who haven't completed school have PIN codes.
Well,
some are normally there.
Commander has an error. They used, if I'm right, 2 years PIN codes and uploaded them as the current one. So we had to delete the previous one and write to the principal to now submit a new list of the current years. I'm sure that's why it has delayed, if I'm right. At least one of the colleges had this concern. So